Hi, welcome to the second episode of Ask Me Anything in HR with me, David L.O. Mills. You can call me Dr. Mills. So after we shot the first video, I got a number of feedback, questions relating to interviews. And I think that it makes sense because the first video was generally on how to land or secure your dream job. Now, in order to nail that job, you've got to attend an interview. So I've dedicated this second episode to interview. Now I want to speak to the 4 domains within which interviews are held or conducted. In other words, the interview litmus test, I call it. The interview litmus test. So for each person attending an interview, you will be required to pass the litmus test of 4 critical domains. The first is knowledge, second is skill, the third is behavior, and the fourth is experience. So let me take time and break each component down. So for knowledge, you'll be required to exhibit knowledge about the role. Knowledge about the role. So let's say we are interviewing for a communications executive or a finance officer or an HR business partner. Whatever the role is, you are expected to have knowledge about the role. And that's a given. The second is that you must demonstrate knowledge about the company. I'm not sure you want to hire somebody who doesn't know anything about the company that he intends to work with. And so it's important to research and demonstrate knowledge about the company you intend to work with. Know something about their vision, mission, their board, their management team. These questions come up during interviews. The third knowledge test is that you must demonstrate knowledge about the industry. So knowledge about the role, knowledge about the company, knowledge about the industry. Now, on skills, you'll be required to demonstrate skills in respect of communication, interpersonal skills, IT skills, and leadership skills. These 4 are very important. Communication, interpersonal, leadership, IT. The third litmus test is behavior. When it comes to behavior, 3 things are very important: confidence, clarity, and consistency. So demonstrating confidence at the interview, being clear with your responses. And I've always said that if the panel has to ask you, come again, the third time, you are losing the panel. Once you've lost the panel, you are sure or you can be very certain that you have failed the interview. So be clear with your questions, be clear with your responses, let your voice be heard. Let your pitch be clear. The fourth is experience. We are interested in knowing whether you have done this before. Now, I understand if you are at entry level and you don't have the 2, 3, 4, 5 years experience that is required. But we call some things transferable experience or transferable skills. So take for example, whilst on campus, you are a PENSA secretary or a PENSA organizing secretary or PENSA treasurer. So you prepared a budget for PENSA. You tracked expenses for PENSA. You did a budget variance analysis. In other words, you looked at the actual expenses versus what was budgeted for. And then you present a report. These are transferable skills that you can bring to bear in an interview that convinces any panel that you have the right skills and the toolkit to execute the job. I hope this helps you. I'll see you again in the next episode. Stay blessed.